All right, good morning. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate you being here today. Today I'm joined by Chief Greg Sir, Deputy Chief Hector Sionez, and Deputy Chief Lynn Tomioka of the San Francisco Police Department, as well as agents on the San Francisco FBI leadership team to announce the arrest of Ryan Kelly Chamberlain II. Mr. Chamberlain, 42 years of age, was arrested by San Francisco police officers yesterday at approximately 6:30 p.m. Pacific time near Christie Field without incident following a nationwide search since last Saturday. Mr. Chamberlain was wanted by the FBI for allegedly possessing explosive materials in his residence. Although he is in custody, this remains an ongoing investigation, and we appreciate the public's understanding and patience as the justice system now takes its course. To be perfectly clear, we believe any threat to public safety has been mitigated in this case. Once again, the FBI's San Francisco field office turned to the public, as we have on so many occasions, for assistance, and the public came through. We received hundreds of tips from individuals in the Bay Area and throughout the country. It goes without saying that the public played a critical role in this arrest, and for that, I thank them. As often is the case, this investigation was the result of the collaboration and assistance of many different agencies, some of whom are assigned to our Joint Terrorism Task Force here in San Francisco. I would like to personally thank the ATF, California Highway Patrol, San Francisco Fire Department, U.S. Park Police, and the many additional law enforcement agencies throughout the country who provided resources and support. Finally, the arrest could not have been possible without the vigilant and brave officers of the San Francisco Police Department who made the initial identification of the vehicle and approach of Mr. Chamberlain. I will now turn the podium over to Chief Sir for his comments.
Thanks, Dave. I have to tell you, there's many times when I'm very proud to be the chief of the San Francisco Police Department and get to work in collaboration with the FBI and the city. We're still busy. So again, there's many times when I get to feel the pride of being a San Francisco police officer, and none more than today. Working with the FBI, and I have to tell you, I had just gotten off the phone with Special Agent in charge, Johnson, maybe about 45 minutes before this arrest took place. We had been in constant contact. This suspect, Mr. Chamberlain, was a very dangerous and desperate person. I think that you could tell from Facebook and social media posts attributed to him yesterday. That was only escalating, and yet the officers, both from this office and the San Francisco Police Department, were responding pretty much anywhere they could, or anything that was attributed to his whereabouts. At about 6:30 last night, a citizen, and again, God bless the citizens that were sending in all the tips, reported that they saw somebody that they believe might be Mr. Chamberlain at Marina Greens. Officer Rupert Geraldo and Erwin Huerta of Northern Station were there almost immediately. They spotted Mr. Chamberlain, also believed it to be him. He noticed the officers who appeared to and fled the scene, or tried to. They gave chase without any regard to their own safety, knowing that he was as dangerous as had been reported by you all in the media. A struggle ensued, and they were able to take him into custody. I think some people have actually seen the video of that. Again, unbelievable police work, unbelievable collaboration with our federal partners to get somebody who was absolutely growing more desperate by the moment, in crisis, which brings me to a plea to the public. If anybody knows anybody that is in what has been reported to be a dark place, or something where they may cause danger to themselves or somebody else, please report that to us. Please tell us. We have more resources in San Francisco, maybe anywhere, to help somebody that's in crisis before they can harm themselves or others. And there's a phrase called a predictable surprise, where everybody, including those assembled, go to groups and ask, hey, what do you think? And everybody says they knew what was coming to some varying degree. If you think it's coming, please tell us now. tell us ahead of time before anybody can be hurt, including the person in that dark place. So in closing, just God bless the men and women of the police department and the FBI. Hopefully Mr. Chamberlain will be attended to, and he's certainly going to be looked after in the federal justice system for what has been reported. So again, thank yous to Officers Geraldo Huerta, all the officers of Northern Station, and our bomb techs for putting themselves in harm's way in favor of the public.
Thanks, Chief. We'll answer a few questions if you have them. Before we even get started on the answer portion, let me reiterate that this is an ongoing investigation. We're not going to talk about evidence today. The initial appearance is this morning upstairs for Mr. Chamberlain. Additional information will be made available at that time and afterwards, but for purposes of this morning, just please keep that in mind as you're asking questions.
What did you guys think this was going to do?
We weren't exactly sure. We had information that he had items of great concern to us in his residence, and some of that was corroborated when we executed our search warrant at that location. We did not know where he was at that time, and that's what resulted in the significant attempts to try and find him before he had an opportunity to do anything. Not saying that he was planning any of those types of activities, but we just wanted to make sure that public safety was number one, and we were going to take care of that mission.
How was he on your radar in the first place?
So we had gotten some information. The FBI had received some information that there might have been that he had possession of certain materials that we believed were in his apartment. That's why we asked for the search warrant, which was approved, and we executed the search warrant and found some of those items that were of concern.
Somebody called it into you, or did you monitor his web activity?
Not going to comment on either of those questions.
Is he cooperating?
Not going to answer that question right now.
He on social media seemed to indicate that, like the chief was saying, he's going through a dark time. The threat that he was allegedly causing to the public overblown was non-existent. What is your reaction?
Not going to comment on what his motivations were for making those comments on social media.
For clarification, materials, not actual information.
That's my understanding. Correct.
Certainly his letter posted online seemed to suggest that he might be ready to do harm to himself. There didn't seem to be anything in there suggesting he would do harm to others. Do you have some suggestion that he was ready to do harm to others?
I can't answer that question in particular. All I can say is that there were particular items that were found when we executed the search warrant that caused us great concern for the public safety, and in the event that he decided to utilize those in such a fashion, it was going to be a significant problem.
Were these items, were they ingredients that needed to be put together, or components that needed to be put together, or was something already assembled?
Yeah, so again, I think that falls into the evidence category and can't talk about it at this point in time.
What charge did you face?
So he has been, a complaint was filed, arrest warrant issued basically on the explosives charge.
Has he made contact with him before yesterday? The arrest? Time of arrest?
Yes, we had been in contact with him on one occasion prior to yesterday.
Take two more questions.
When was that exactly?
How long ago was that?
That was no, that was several days ago.
Chief, would you be able to comment on what his demeanor was like when your officers made the arrest yesterday?
He resisted arrest, and the officers overcame the resistance without any injury to themselves or Mr. Chamberlain.
Did he say anything? Did he say anything?
Only what I've seen on the videotape, but nothing related to the criminal conduct.
He's being arraigned today?
His initial appearance is this morning. It's either at 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning.
Will he
Correct.
enter a plea?
Don't know if he's going to enter a plea this morning or not.
You had law officers, I think, looking at the car. What happened to his car?
So his car right now, of course, because of the nature of the case, all appropriate precautions are being taken by all the law enforcement personnel involved in that. My understanding is that either a search has occurred or has taken place with respect to the vehicle or will today, but I don't know the exact status of where they are with the search.
Were you surprised that he was still in San Francisco and that he used his ATM card or his debit card? Lucky break for you?
No, never a lucky break. So my personal answer to that is yes, I was surprised he was still in San Francisco, but clearly this seemed to be where most of his structure was in terms of friends and associates. So in hindsight, maybe not so much. That's my understanding. Yes, ma'am.
So do you expect any further arrests, charges, or defendants possibly related to where he got these allegedly dangerous materials?
Yeah, the question was whether or not we anticipate any additional arrests with regard to where he got these materials. The answer is ongoing investigation. We'll continue to conduct that in a very thorough manner, and I can't answer that question at this point in time.
Own lawyer or is one going to appoint him?
I don't know the answer to that question.
All right, everyone, thank you very much for coming.
Does he have a criminal record? Is there anything in his background that suggests he has an expertise in explosives?
The answer to the first question is, my understanding is that yes, he does have a very limited criminal history, none of which, based on my understanding of that criminal history, relates to the question that you asked in terms of why we're here today.
All right, everyone, yeah, thank you very much for coming. The initial appearance is at 9:30. I'll answer any other questions that you have at this time.
Can you tell us exactly what day this was?
Hey, I'll answer that question. Chief has a meeting to go to, so
Okay.
I can't
All
answer
right,
that.
We'll answer it here in a minute.
Thank you very much for coming. Initial appearance, I believe, is at 9:30 upstairs here at the Philip Burton Federal Building, and I'll answer your questions offline. Again, thank you very much for coming on such short notice.